Well, it's Wednesday lunchtime. It's Prime Minister's Questions time too. We have our panel previewing Prime Minister's questions. Not totally complete just yet, but we do have two members of that panel in Jenny Chapman, Shadow Brexit Secretary, Shadow Brexit Minister, I should say.
Yes.
I promoted you, there we go. And, of course, we have Gillian Keegan, who is a parliamentary aide to the Chancellor for the Conservative Party. And quite a few days it has been. Now, we have just had... Let's just focus on this morning's developments with the former Home Secretary, now Work and Pensions Secretary, suggesting that Parliament would automatically vote down no deal. Well, not automatically, but would just vote down no deal. What do you make of that? What's she trying to achieve with the... You know, I thought no deal was... No, hang on, which way around was it? No deal was could be better than a bad deal.
There's only three things that can happen.
Right, OK.
This deal, which is the deal that's been put by the Prime Minister, which is still being further negotiated, but it is, by and large, the deal that's been put forward. Or the path we're on today, which is to leave without a deal if we don't do anything else. You know, the path we're on today is that. We've already triggered the agreements. Or a vote in Parliament which says, you know, we do something else. So there are only three things that can happen. She's speculating that if we don't get the deal through and people don't vote for this deal, that she herself would not be comfortable with no deal.
She's shot the Prime Minister's fox here, hasn't she? Because she's going to use this threat of a no deal to corral people to vote for her deal. And now one of her most newly appointed cabinet ministers has just said, hang on a minute, no deal isn't going to happen.
Well, it's speculation. Everybody's speculating whether the deal will get through or not.
She's just been in a cabinet meeting.
But we all still only have one vote.
Okay.
We can only really vote for ourselves, right? So what people are doing is speculating what they think everyone else will do in 4 weeks' time. So there's only three options. I don't think it's any secret that there's only three options. And that, you know, some people, when they're looking at the deal that's on the table, it'll be that deal or no deal. No deal would be a big threat, or that deal and a people's vote. People's vote will be a different threat. So it depends which faction you're coming from. I'm sure Sammy would
Sammy
dislike
Wilson has arrived.
a
Nice
people's
to see you,
vote.
Sammy. No problem. Good to have... We can do some marriage guidance between you guys at the moment. I'm of course, Sammy Wilson from the DUP. Now, you look happy enough. I hear Jim Shannon, to the Northern Ireland Secretary, he's just said... referred to the confidence and supply arrangement in the past tense. The confidence and supply arrangements we had with your party. Obviously, this comes after yesterday's extraordinary acceptance of all the opposition amendments on the finance bill. Is the confidence and supply arrangement in the past tense?
No, it's not. I mean,
Jim was playing with words there a little bit.
I think
maybe we misheard him.
Or maybe just being a bit careless. You know, as far as we're concerned, it's still in place. It's very shaky. It's shaky because the Prime Minister has broken one of the most significant parts of the confidence and supply arrangement, namely that she would deliver on Brexit as she promised in her manifesto, which she hasn't done, and that's to the people of the United Kingdom as a whole, and then as she had promised to ourselves and the people of Northern Ireland on numerous occasions that she wouldn't have us separated from the rest of the United Kingdom and cut off from any future benefits of leaving the EU. So we've had to send some warning shots to the Prime Minister. You know, it's an agreement between two parties. If one party blatantly breaks the agreement, as the Prime Minister has done with this agreement, then, of course, there's bound to be consequences.
We'll come back to you. Let's bring in Jenny Chapman just before we have to go for the break.
Yeah.
I mean, the vista is pretty extraordinary with both what happened with the finance bill yesterday, hearing from the Work and Pensions Secretary this morning. But how are you going to stop no deal? I don't quite understand what constitutional technology...
As Amber Rudd brilliantly said this morning, no deal is not an option. It's a bluff that the Prime Minister's tried to use to cajole people. I think you've stopped quoting her at this point. It's a bluff that the Prime Minister's tried to use to get people to support her deal. Parliament will control this. Whenever you get Parliament versus government, Parliament wins. We saw that last night.
So hang on, so that means to your voters in Darlington that voted leave, there will come a point...
They did not vote to leave without a deal, I'm telling you now.
Are you sure about that?
Absolutely certain
but actually
about that.
What this boils down to is at some point in 6, 7, 8 weeks' time, you're going to be offered a Brexit, some sort of Brexit, a no-deal Brexit, or stopping Brexit.
Rubbish.
And you're going to say press the stop button.
My voters are smart people, and they did not vote to leave without a deal. They were promised a deal.
How do you know that?
Because I speak to them all the time. Because my stepdad voted leave. One of my best friends
voted leave.
So why don't you
vote for her?
We've got a deal.
Her deal is a bad deal, and I'm not.
What other deal is there?
Gillian, the deal that's being presented at the moment is a bad deal. What the Labour Party is asked to see is a customs union deal. That would be the basis for something we could vote on.
Right.
That is not what we're getting.
You've all had a go. We're going to go over to Prime Minister's questions after the break and continue this debate after.